We'll see Sam Howell and the rest of the Commanders on Monday night. They'll be playing the Ravens. The Ravens won't have cornerback Marlon Humphrey on the field. He suffered a foot injury. He will undergo surgery, and he is expected to miss at least a month. That knocks him out for the first couple of games of the regular season. Let's hear from John Harbaugh, head coach of the Ravens, on his level of concern regarding the Humphrey injury.
Two levels of concern. The one level is long-term. There's no long-term concern, and that's good. And then there's a short-term concern. There's plenty of short-term concern, and we've got to look at that, and it starts with the guys you have. We have guys that are ready to play, and they'll get an opportunity to get out there and continue to improve and get the reps, and we'll see what they can do. And, of course, we're always looking for players, too.
And this is the time of year where players will become available. Guys will start getting cut, although they've changed back to one cut-down date, August 29. That's when the rosters go from 90 to 53. They had been using gradual steps, which would make some players available, but they're the guys at the back end of the roster and at the back end of the roster, and they're cut early for a reason. So there will be opportunities to get some other players, but that's one of the important positions. That's one of the surplus value positions, corner. There aren't enough good ones to go around, and when you lose a guy like Marlon Humphrey, Chris, you got a problem early in your schedule.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's awesome. He's shut down corner. He's one of those guys we talk about all the time where it's like put him on an island and go ahead and we can do all these different things. And, of course, hey, they play in a division and play the Bengals early on in the season. You got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and all that. And where I think this is, to me, Mike, like they'll be okay in the secondary. They got two of the best safeties in football, or it's a combo that has the potential to be the best combo in football with Kyle Hamilton and Marcus Williams. They got Rock Ya-Sin, right? They got some other guys that have played. They need some guys to maybe prove themselves in the secondary. I don't worry about that, but where you worry about it a little bit with the Ravens too, and a bigger problem and how it all ties together is you'd like their secondary to be at full strength because they're still trying to find an elite pass rush in Baltimore. That's to me their biggest issue, right? Who's the guy that scares you that comes off the edge in Baltimore that you go, ooh, this is their Terrell Suggs, or this is their Matt Judon, or this is their Zadarius Smith. They don't have that. And I think their secondary has helped them to cover a lot of holes the last year or two without that. And, of course, Marlon Humphrey's a big part of that. Not having him, might expose that other area a little bit more, too. That's where I would worry if I'm the Ravens.
And taking a look at their regular season schedule, I realized something. We misspoke yesterday. And misspoke is doing a little work there. Somebody who was producing the show yesterday put bad information in the sheets when we were talking about the Colts opening their season at Houston. That's week 2. Week 1 is the Texans at the Ravens. So Baltimore gets a little bit of a break week 1 if they don't have Marlon Humphrey because they have a rookie quarterback coming to town. But then they go to Cincinnati, and will they see Joe Burrow? Will they not? But still, that early season schedule, not exactly a gauntlet. So, especially if Burrow isn't 100%. So, if you're not going to have Marlon Humphrey the first 3 weeks, you may be okay because you're facing 2 rookie quarterbacks the first 3 weeks, and there's still a chance that you're going to see Trevor Siemian week 2.
Yeah, no, you're right. There's no high-octane offense there, other than the Bengals, and we'll see where it goes. But it stinks for them because, hey, there is no Marcus Peters. He's not there anymore, right? Humphrey is awesome. They signed Trayvon Mullen to bolster, their secondary. He's done for the year and got hurt. What was that, last week at the start of training camp, right? So now it puts, hey, Rock Ya-Sin, who they signed in free agency, a second-year player in Jalen Amar Davis, who has got potential. And I liked him coming out of Alabama, but he has yet to play substantial, consistent time. So they might have to rely on some guys that haven't proven themselves yet. We'll see where it goes, but they're well coached. We know that. Baltimore always seems to find a way, and I expect them to in this one as well.
That's the thing about the Ravens. Whatever the pieces are.
Right. No excuses.
There's just something magical about that uniform and helmet. They get better on defense. They end up being better than we expected them to be on defense. Somebody rises up. Right. Somebody steps up. whether that's an influence of coaching or whatever it may be. There's the depth chart, though. There's the injuries. So they've got issues, and they need guys to get healthy. And this Marlon Humphrey thing, we just had video of Marlon Humphrey with the young fan the other day, and it just shows you how quickly an injury can happen. And it derails a guy from being ready for the start of the season, and we'll see how long Humphrey is out. Surgery, though, on his foot, and expected to miss at least a month, and that would likely knock him out for week 1 and week 2 at a minimum. Week 3, as I mentioned, is the Colts, so they could still get off to a good start. They need to get off to a good start. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.